Right, so hello viewers and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4 with me, PPGchu. Currently I've sped excuse me, I've sped up the game for right around 10 years or so, seeing as how quite honestly, there doesn't seem to be too many opportunities present on the campaign map. And anyhow, when we had last left off, we fought that war with Austria here, which resulted in pretty much a bitter peace, if you will. Really wasn't any gains on any side, and at the end of the day, I think Austria lost quite a lot of its manpower for a period of time, but now it has recovered. In addition, what has happened inside the game is that the country of the Netherlands has been formed. They actually broke off of Austria, further reducing their strength, and well, they're their own thing now, and they are actually a pretty potent force for their size there. And in addition, we made Friesland over here, a vassal, and I managed to nab one other province, but I overall didn't think that it was like a big enough portion of the game to really be too noticed, to be too worthy of making, like, say, a separate video for the amount of time that has elapsed. And the general reason behind this is that simply there's quite honestly, on the campaign map here, there's not really too many options to move forwards, and in general, I think we'll have to move, I'd say, perhaps overseas to expand further. So, I mean, what I've done inside the meantime is that I've fixed up our manpower problem, and I've effectively built up our technologies a little bit more. So currently we have 13 military tech, and effectively all of our technologies are now inside the future, and we can focus back on making ideas happen again. Now, the thing being is that Austria seems to still have quite a considerable sum of power inside the local region, and Bohemia also has quite a considerable amount. In general, no matter where we go on the European continent, at least, there will be these huge coalitions and alliances that really block any other further movement. So, I mean, in the meantime, I've learned about a pretty powerful tool that I think most other players overlook, myself included, for a large period of time, which is the ledger over here, and this will actually give us a very detailed breakdown, and I believe it also provides perfectly accurate information about whichever nation that you choose to face. So inside this little, I'd say, spreadsheet is, well, realistically what it is. It'll give you the breakdown of enemy armies, navies, and economies, and their leader stats as well, in a form that gives you effectively their army sizes and infantry, cavalry, and artillery, and their manpower as well, making it terribly useful in just excuse me, just planning out these conflicts in general. So, with that said, it looks like currently Austria is actually pretty weakened. They're down to 32,000 troops. France is also pretty weakened, down to 63,000 troops. And in general, I mean, the situation on the world stage right now is that Russia seems to have an absurd amount of troops, and they seem to be allied with everybody to the east of us, Austria to everybody to the south of us, France, England, and Sweden to practically every other direction, making for this very weird just game in general, where there's no possible way to expand further into any of those directions. And I seem to I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to fight a war with Hungary over here, though. Let's actually see what that does. That'll put us up with France in a war against Hungary and Austria. That's actually something that we can look into, but I'm trying to get back the little side menu that is right here. There we go. So right, I mean, in the meantime, what I've done is that I've got us caught up on military tech, and I've effectively just been building up manpower, seeing as how that is what took the vast majority of time. And yeah, for whatever reason, either Austria or Russia seems to join up in whatever wars that we participate in. So it makes this very odd. It makes for a very, very boring setting where there's no particular bits of intrigue going on, and at the same time, anything we do really will cause one of these groups to come down here and to really try to stomp us out. So yeah, that is sort of that. I see Riga over here perhaps as a place that we can mess around with. I might want to justify a trade conflict with them, although currently we have... Yeah, we can't do that right now, which is one thing. I mean, in general, it's just a very weird situation where there's very little to do. Namely because I think we've expanded to a size where anything that we do will be considered like a massive conflict. And with that said, yeah, that is rather unfortunate. So, I mean, here, at least we've sped up to the point where we do have a few options, though they're still pretty limited. We've advanced to the point where we can choose another idea tree, which is one thing that we can do. Perhaps we can pick out the quest for the New World one and see whether or not we have any possibilities of doing some colonization there. That's profitable, and it'll also take some time off of the European continent, of course. In addition to that, I mean, we could also take a look at perhaps at whatever wars France or some other people try to make out and go from there. Now, just taking a look at some of the opportunities we have here, we can declare war with a few rivals, with the rivals of France and Sweden. That would definitely be something that we can participate in, but I don't think it'd be optimal. I don't think that would lead to any lasting events here and there. Poland seems to be, just really hammered down by a mixture of various different countries, so that's sort of their struggle going on over there. And yeah, I mean, in general, it's been pretty much slow recording for me because I've been trying to find a good time to restart our campaign here, and unfortunately, there's just not very many spots left. You know what? Let's actually take a look at some of these options that we have for new idea trees. We could actually pick up, say, one of these quantity ideas, something that'll increase our number of recruits en masse. That would be definitely something very helpful for our military front. Or alternatively, we can pick up something like the ideas that we have on the side here. So probably some sort of diplomatic idea, exploration ideas might be something that we could do. The thing about it is that either way, we need a lot of colonization range to do that, and unfortunately, we're not really set up to be a good colonizing nation. We could look into perhaps taking some bits and pieces of, say, like Tunisia right here, but these provinces, they're not too worth it. You'd have to take a long time to core them, and at the same time, they're just in general not too wealthy. So like I said, I mean, not very many options are present here for what it's worth. We might be able to, I was gonna say invade Mali over here. That's one thing that we might be able to do, but yeah, looks like that's really out there right now. So I don't know. Don't really know what we can do here. I mean, my guess would be to perhaps push into Riga when the opportunity presents itself. What I think we might be able to do here is that, we can join the coalition against Riga. That might give us the casus belli against them, because I mean, with our backing here, Sweden and us should be more than powerful enough to fight them off, and that might give us the casus belli for that, the coalition offensive type of thing there. So that's one thing. And the main thing, though, is right now, I believe, Bohemia has an alliance with Russia, and they obviously have quite a sizable garrison there. And Pomerania here is allied with Sweden and Bohemia, so they're not exactly easy pickings as well. And I think Brandenburg here is also, allied with Sweden. Plus, they're also protected by the Empire, of course. Let's not forget about that. And again, everything inside this region just seems to be very, very difficult conquering in general. So now, let's see, and for whatever reason, it looks like everybody is pretty much voting for the for Austria as being the leader there. So there's not too much we can do about that either. Now, there's no coalition against England, oddly enough, although we can get France into a conflict with us on that front. Though we don't have enough boats to transport troops over there is one thing. Nah, but anyhow, let's just level up this tech tree thing here, for now at least. The thing about it is that what the plutocratic idea is, with this human tolerance trait, it actually made conquering England easier. They are a reformed nation, and that tolerance of heathens definitely helps us out with the whole Protestant, Catholic type of religious turmoil thing there. And let's see, Hungary has called us in aid of a French aggression conflict type of thing. We're going to ignore both sides of that issue, namely just due to the fact that it's not worth our time, and it looks like we gained the coalition against Riga objective, so we can now declare war on them, and practically, yeah, a whole bunch of nations will help us out on a conflict over there. So, you know what, I think this is our best chance at getting some action here, so I think we'll do that. And we'll see who joins into the battle against them, really. And it looks like, yeah, that's a fight that we can start here. And let's see, so yeah, it looks like the Ottoman Empire is also in their lands, which is kind of weird. Lithuania and Sweden are already there with small batches of troops, and I think we'll send out our own tiny regiment to help them out. So I think what we'll do here is we'll actually assemble a mercenary joint of, I think, 4 infantry, 2 cannons. Because, I mean, we only have 6 transport ships, and we'll send that over, and we'll hopefully be able to take a few provinces, because the coalitions are a really easy way to gain provinces, though perhaps it's not going to be optimal, seeing as how that's very far away. The thing being that inside these areas, you only take 10% of the regular aggressive expansion modifier when you get into these lands. So with that said, if we can cap a few different areas off here with this mercenary band, it'd be definitely worth our while to perhaps snipe off 1 or 2 provinces. I'm going to see whether or not we can make them a Hanseatic. Oh, we can actually. We can make them a vassal. In that case, I think it is definitely worth pursuing, so we'll get our tiny mercenary band here to do its thing. And actually, I think we'll send in 2 groups to help them out there. Now, we have the option of choosing another idea, which is something that I'm definitely interested in. But the thing being is that which tree should we pick out? We could go with colonization, but I don't think we have enough port reach to get over to the New World is the big thing there. Although we could, in theory, like perhaps, you know, conquer Norway or something as a basis of operations. The other thing being is that we could go for some diplomatic ideas as well, which would definitely help us out. And it's a shame that I'd have to let that idle, but I don't think there's any better way. And let's see. For some reason our troops, our mercenaries being sent over there seem to have really low morale. Yeah, our funding's at full though. Let's check up on our trade, control the trade hubs over here. It looks like we're actually losing some power in our control of the Lübeck area. So we might have to do something about that. I think we might have to risk a war with Pomerania here and go for them later on, of course. Let's just see. We might send another group over there. I'm gonna see whether or not I can sort of do this, get the Swedish army over there to supplement our 700 troops to siege that location, and then siege their capital with another force. Yeah, I can, so that's good. I really want to make these guys a Hanasic vassal. I think that would definitely help us out. And currently, I guess we'll buy another idea here. I think the best one for us right now would probably be, say, the diplomatic ideas tree here. But at the same time, I'd say maybe one of the military ones wouldn't actually be bad either. I mean, that manpower increase one from quantity would also help us out a lot as well. This one too, offensive, would also increase our force limits amongst other things as well. You know what? I think we will actually go with the offensive ideas here. Or no? Yeah, because right now I'm really conflicted as to like what we'll spend these administrative and really just points on if we buy something else. And just in general, where this country would be headed otherwise. There we go, we can take another province. I might be able to bait the army of Switzerland out to fight in that tile, unfortunately. That didn't work out. Let's see what our own personal war score is with these guys. Oh, it actually is 31, alright. Well, we have a boundary dispute with the Netherlands. We'll press that forwards. What can we do? I think I'll just assemble another force and send them over there. In the meantime, yeah, our cannons and all of our forces are upgraded with the latest stuff. Still kind of wondering about what we'll do here about any of this stuff regarding Riga, actually. I hope that the Swedish will form a separate peace treaty with them, and then we can just, actually just grab both of these tiles, bump that up to 96%, and convert them into a vassal of ours. But of course, I think we'll have to give the people over here, the Swedish people, some of their claims. They only have one really cheap claim province as well, so that shouldn't be too bad. And let's see, I think we'll just go with a military leader for now. Because there's a good chance that I might just fire off that military, or get a military set of ideas. And it looks like Friesland still wants to be its own country. Well, that's not happening. So we'll get our people and we'll send them into that fight once again. And oh look, we already have an army established there, so that should finish them off real fast. There we go, that's that fight. You know what, I'm really actually eyeing this offensives idea, or the levy en masse one. You know what, I think I will actually lock in offensive ideas. And it looks like that'll finish off the entire tree of Hanasiac ideas as well. Not that the last one for interest on loans will help us out on anything.